Hello my beauties, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about skincare, something I'm very passionate about, especially as I get older because, oh Lord, there's so much going on. I want to cover 6 common skincare mistakes that I see so many people do, including myself. This is me talking from experience because looking back at the things I used to do, my oh my, I forgive you, young Valeria. Number 1 is not changing your skincare based on the season. First, I want to say a huge thank you to Cocokind for sponsoring this portion of the video. I don't know about you guys, but I used to fall in love with a cleanser or a moisturizer and I was just like committed. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to be using it every single day throughout whatever seasons and it's going to be perfect and it's going to work every time. You know what's interesting? That skincare is kind of like diet. You change the way you eat based on your lifestyle, based on your stress levels. There's like constantly things that are shifting. Same kind of things on the skin. With the skin is much easier because we really want to focus on 2 different times of the year. So we have the colder months where there is low humidity, it's very dry, it's very cold, and your skin becomes really dehydrated and is more prone to irritation, more prone to dryness, and more prone to flaking. Then we have the other part of the year, which is more warmer and hotter months. When there is humidity, your skin becomes really greasy, sometimes depends on the products you use, and then you become way more prone to breakouts. If you want to sustain a healthy, glowing skin, you have to change your skincare routine based on the season and really look and listen to your body and your skin and protect it the way it should be protected. So as an example, in the winter time, I move more towards gentle and creamier products. So for cleanser, I love using this oil to milk cleanser by Cocokind. This is a prebiotic cleanser. It comes out in a creamy oil texture, and then when I start applying it to my skin and add water to it, it becomes milky and it helps rinse everything off of my face and doesn't strip the moisture from my skin. So you want to make sure you don't use too harsh of a cleanser. Be gentle with your skin. Then the second thing that you want to focus on is a more creamier and heavier moisturizer. Something where it still soaks into your skin, but it really feels like it feeds it. During the day, I will use a heavier cream, but then at night, for my nighttime routine, I love using more of a sleep mask. So this is the resurfacing sleep mask from Cocokind, and this is a really easy, perfect way to give this layer of protection to your skin that will nourish it while you sleep, because then in the morning when you wake up, you rinse it off and you truly feel like you supplied your skin with so much nutrients and good stuff. It feels like it's bouncing. Moving to the warmer and hotter months, I do still stick to my oil cleanser, but something that I like to do in the summer is to also follow it up with double cleansing. Because it is summer, because we're putting lots more SPF and lots more things going on and we sweat and there's so much dirt around, that I really want to make sure that I clean my face thoroughly. Then something that I go for is more of a water-based moisturizer. Something that will feel light, that will nourish my skin, but won't feel like it's sitting on top of my skin. Extremely important to mention. Another thing that I love to do is to make sure that I use a detoxifying face mask. Something that I like to do during the summer to make sure that I purify my skin is between 2 to 3 times a week, I love using this chlorophyll mask. This is such a great and natural way to make sure that I'm opening my pores and I'm just letting kind of the skin breathe, and this chlorophyll mask really helps to extract everything that's just sitting on top of your skin. This is actually also doubles up for me for if I have like a breakouts or zits. I'll actually use this on it to help kind of dry it out and purify it. So this is a multi-purpose product for myself. And as we keep talking about protecting your skin, it brings me to my next point. People don't use enough SPF, but also only use SPF in the summertime. This is something that drives me crazy because I used to do this all the time. You guys, sun rays are here and present all year round. And actually, when the sun bounces off the snow, it gives an extra power to the UV rays. And we all know there have been so many studies showing showing that UV rays are linked to premature aging, to different skin cancers, to wrinkles, dark spots, all these things that we don't want to get prematurely. So we want to preserve what we have, say thank you to Mother Nature and everything else that brought us here. So something that I get asked a lot is, at what point do you use SPF? I use it after I'm finishing my skincare routine, before I head into makeup. Another very important point, if you have a moisturizer with SPF, it's not enough. If you have a foundation with SPF, it's not enough. Please make sure that you find a product that is SPF first. Make sure that you're using SPF on all areas that are exposed, that are dispositioned to premature aging, and make sure that you use a good proper SPF that will protect you for UVA and UVB rays. Next mistake that I see so many people do is using the wrong amount of product. Something that if I knew about this earlier, I would have saved so much money. I kind of follow now a rule of thumb when it comes to the amount of product that I use, and I'm going to show you. First thing, with cleanser, you want to use a nickel size amount. If you double cleanse to remove waterproof mascara or anything like that, you use half of that amount once you wash the first time. So nickel size for the first wash, and if you have a little bit more, then use half a nickel of that product to clean everything up. Serums, again, very important. If you use vitamin C, if you use too much of it, it can actually irritate your skin a little bit. Any serum that I use a pea size amount. That also really helps with making sure that I have the product for much longer. It covers the face, it covers the areas that it needs to, and it's more than enough product. So for moisturizer, the rule of thumb is again a nickel size amount, but that only is for your face. If you want to go lower to your neck and your chest, you can use more, probably another kind of nickel size, just to make sure that you're covering all of this area, but that's all you need. For mask, it really depends where you use it on your skin or your face. Also depends what type of mask. There are some masks that are extremely potent, so you don't want to use a lot of it. Again, can cause irritation. So usually a pea size, it's more than enough. Exfoliator scrub. This is something that, first of all, you want to make sure you don't overuse, because you can strip a lot of things off your skin and we don't want that. So with any exfoliants that are scrubs, I use dime size, and I make sure that I'm really gentle and avoid areas that are extremely sensitive. Eye cream, extremely important. I started using eye cream when I was about 26, 7. I started using it really consistently. For the amount that you need, you actually just need a pea size. I like to put it on my ring finger, and then you dab it in your other one, and you make sure that you move it around. What you want to do is put it right here, and then when you blink and move your eyes, which obviously we all do naturally, the cream will spread out and get to all the right places. For SPF, this is the most underused product ever. We assume that if we apply it once, it's more than enough. That's not correct, especially in the summer. You actually want to reapply it every 2 hours. I know it's a little bit difficult during the day if you're wearing makeup, but there are powders, there are SPF powders that you can use. What you need for the face is about half a teaspoon. So I would recommend you guys to measure it and then have a better visual understanding. You won't actually need to walk around with half a teaspoon to know how much you need. Half a teaspoon is for your face and for your neck. For the rest of your body, you literally need 2 shot glasses full of sunscreen. So for the upper body, 1 shot glass, and then for the lower body, you also need another shot glass. So that's a lot of sunscreen, and I know that a lot of us do not use enough. Again, if you're on the beach and you're putting it on your hand, I would say that it really needs to be like substantial, and to make sure that you are covered for your whole body. Next skin mistake that a lot of us make is over exfoliating, like mentioned before, but I really want to get a little bit deeper into it and also share with you that are 2 exfoliating ways. So we have the physical exfoliant, which is like face scrubs, masks, and brushes. Then we have the chemical exfoliant that are more like acid serums and peels, which are more of a chemical one. So if you have a normal to oily skin, you should exfoliate your skin 2 to 3 times a week max. If you have a more of a sensitive skin, something that's prone to irritation, you want to exfoliate once or twice a week the most. What we want to avoid is to create an oversensitive and irritated skin and strip too much of your skin protection. If you use it properly, it actually will help to brighten your skin and kind of take up all the roughness and dullness out of the skin, which happens to a lot of us throughout the year. For physical exfoliants, something to keep in mind, you want to avoid any exfoliants that have like fruit pits or nutshells, because what that does is actually creates little tears in the skin. You want to avoid those. If you are new to exfoliating, you need to start slowly. So even using a little bit of brown sugar or even using just a washcloth to clean your face, that already will bring a more gentle way of exfoliating your skin. If you have a sensitive skin, exfoliants with fruit enzymes are great for that. They're much more gentle and sensitive and will bring you the results without the irritation. What you want to make sure is that you do use a proper and good moisturizer after you exfoliate. You want to make sure that you're hydrating your skin, especially after you cleanse it all, to make sure that you supply it with all the good stuff. Next up is not cleaning your brushes often enough. Honestly, this is going to be a confessional right now, but I stopped using brushes and sponges for that reason alone. So I used to use a lot of them, but I can't commit to remember to wash them, which is really frustrating. I was experiencing personally breakouts in areas where I do use brushes. Definitely something to keep in mind. We don't want to put on our face dirty brushes that obviously growing bacteria and fungus and all this other great stuff that we cannot see, but trust me, if you see it, we want to make sure that we deep clean once a week. Make sure that on Sundays, part of your schedule is to deep cleanse your brushes. You're good to go. Then I have one tip that I feel like a lot of people don't do. This is definitely not a must, but I feel like it can be very beneficial for the long run if you can commit. Something I started doing on a daily basis now is doing my facial exercises and including also these areas, the shoulders, the traps, the neck. I started including those, and I feel like this is something that is not spoken enough about. There are a lot of amazing resources out there, not a lot of scientific evidence that it works, so I'm not gonna spread lies over here, but for me personally, it's something that I've been feeling really helped to kind of awaken my skin and to exercise muscles to make sure that they are intact and bouncy. What I like to do is in the mornings, I wake up and I do my little routine, exercising these areas where, you know, a lot of us experiencing this double chin. Also draining in the morning, draining any water retention to give more definition to your face. Once I put my oil on my hands to make sure that you have slip, I kind of help to lift these up to kind of bring a little bit of blood flow into my face to help awaken these muscles. I'm thinking about the muscles of the face exactly like I'm thinking about the muscles of the body. If we don't exercise them, they're gonna flab and just fall, and we don't want that. I'm gonna link my little tutorial in the description box. Look into it, see if there's something that you can implement even for like a minute or two after your routine or before your routine. Highly recommend it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which of these mistakes you made before or are making, and if there's anything else that you feel like you want to share when it comes to skincare mistakes, something that you recently learned, let a sister know. Thank you so much. I love you.